Welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Grind Podcast.
I am Monique. They call me Mo Hustle.
They call me the Grind Guy.
I be up early in the morning.
Because you wake up like, God, why?
Gotta do to get this money.
We are the non-traditional couple.
You okay?
The Hustle and the Grind.
The Hustle and Grind Podcast. This is part 2 of the couples edition. Listen, part 2. Y'all get ready to tap in because it's getting ready to get ugly. If a drink
Beautiful.
fly, and shout out to my wife. She ain't make it. Grandbaby on the way.
Hey, let's take a pause for you, man.
Congratulations, GP.
I'm about to be a grandpa.
Grandpa.
Congratulations.
I can't tell.
Call me Pop Pop.
Oh, pop.
Pop.
You can't tell.
No, you can't tell. Y'all see it?
Yeah, so shout out to Demita Stafford.
Yes.
She's absent right now because she's at the hospital. So we really were looking forward to just having this set complete with all the couples. But again, we got to make it do what it do. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. Because if you guys saw part 1, there was no way that we could not have a part 2. Yeah. So let's reintroduce the couple. So to the right of me, we have the De Niro's.
Yeah, Mr. De Niro. They also call me Dre.
My name is Tashay, also known as the Good Vibe Collection.
And
We are his look, her style.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be a long night. And to our left, to my left.
I'm Kayla Wanakee, known as Kayla Wanakee.
She's really Kayla Naylor.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That's her real last name. That's my wife. And she's
can't
now
just
known
go by
as
the
Kayla
brand.
Wanakee. You could be
my
known by
brand
your
for me.
brand,
Let's
but
go.
you're married to me.
Yo, talk that.
Otherwise
Right.
known as Naylor Media Group.
Ooh.
Nah, Anthony Naylor's wife. That's
Talk
other.
that talk.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the other
I
side.
knew it. It's going to come from
That's the
this
other
side.
side. No, I'm just saying.
We can
But I'm-
say
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get
you
it.
want me to-
Introduce
you want me to
yourself.
You want me to reintroduce you?
No, you don't need
I
to.
can do it.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Kayla Wanakee, otherwise known as Kayla Naylor.
All right. That's my wife. And I am Anthony Naylor, known as Anthony Naylor. Since we got these aliases and everything. No, I'm Tony. We don't need to talk about what we are, right?
No. If
All
they
right,
saw,
so yeah, let me
if
just
they
let me
saw
do this.
part
let me do
1,
this.
then they should know.
Let me do
But
this. Hey guys, I'm Tony.
anywho, guys, so if you missed part 1, we talked about just the relationship aspect and dynamic of the relationship dynamic in the entrepreneurial lifestyle, right? So we just had so much that we touched on, and I don't even really know where to start. Do y'all know where we left off?
Nope. Don't need to know. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Shots fired. We're going to start to the left. We got to go back to the
Shots
left.
fired.
Let's start over here to the left, right? Because we got this the Nailers.
Yeah.
Not Wanakee Naylor, the
Nice.
Nailers.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
So
Nailers.
let's talk about that. Is there any, did you change your name? Is there any hyphens? Are you Mrs. Naylor or are you just Mrs. Wanakee Naylor?
Well, no, I mean, my government is Kayla Naylor. Like, there is no like hyphenated name or anything like that. But for my brand, I chose to embrace my full name because for a very long time, I didn't want people to know my middle name because I was ashamed for whatever reason. It's a unique name.
My
It's
wife-
Wanakee.
My wife tried it.
Yeah.
Stafford.
So, just as I've been going through.
No. I know. I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is my wife tried to take away from the name and add the Demita Red. No, Stafford.
Copy.
Naylor.
Well, my
This
last
is
name
Naylor.
has always been Naylor. It has. However, throughout this journey of me just really coming into the fullness of who I am, I've chosen to love every single part of me. And so I chose to go by Kayla Wanakee because Wanakee was something that I suppressed. And so now I'm putting it on the forefront. When you see me, that is what you see. And it's so beautiful to find out, like when you research your name, Kayla means pure love. I'm pure love, okay? And Wanakee means peaceful one. And because I am seeking a life of peace and love, it totally represents all that I want to be. So that's the reason why I chose to go by my first and
I'm
middle
about to go
name.
Google
did
my
you
name.
research-
I don't know what my
was
name
getting ready
is.
to say,
I did, just
you
Google.
Did you research Naylor?
I didn't.
Nope, left that off.
I did not.
I was gonna say
Didn't
something
need
about
to,
that. I was
didn't need
wondering. This is what I was wondering. When she was teaching, she was Kayla Naylor, and then when she becomes
Blew up.
Kayla Wanakee, it's like, dang, the Naylor isn't important to be a part of like who you have found yourself to be.
Absolutely, but you know what? It just so happened that my son and my husband are in the industry, and I don't need to be secondhand to anyone. Like, I don't need it to necessarily be associated with AJ or you for what you guys do. I just want to be known for who I am in my entirety.
That's
Wife
a good
talk.
answer. That's a good answer.
It's very
Great
important.
answer.
I
Wife- that's
agree
that
with
wife
that.
talk.
So
Yeah.
that, for me, and this is a question for all of you guys, and we can start with the Nailers since that's where we are. Individuality within a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you define that?
Well, for me, it was taking my name back, and it was choosing to operate in that. You know, I am his wife. That is an element of me. I am a mother. That's an element of me. But I also am a whole person that God created for a certain mission in this world, impact in this world, and I want to be known as such. And so, you know, depending on where you find me, you know, like if I'm out and you know I'm Mrs. Naylor, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to my brand and me coming out and representing, especially because I'm huge on women empowerment,
Yeah.
you know, like that's my whole
Yes.
brand. That's what I
And
stand
that's
for.
like an undoing you.
Absolutely.
That's a you undoing you.
Absolutely. And
Did you ever
it's,
look at it like that?
I think I did. I think it was a part of the undoing
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like just to come to grips with all of
Yes.
the things that encompass just Kayla. Not the mom, not the wife, but just Kayla. So yeah.
And I was, I had to find my own identity within the family because father, that wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying? And then like husband wasn't enough. Corporate, you know, life just couldn't give me anything that I wanted. So it was like, I had to find out who I was or I wouldn't be able to perform in those other, you know, in the father and husband role. Like if so, I had to like really dive into like, who am I trying to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I trying to do? Because the other things that I thought, you know what I'm saying, would like instantly just make me feel like, you know, I've arrived somewhere. It didn't hit the mark if I wasn't like fulfilled inwardly, you know what I'm saying? So that was and this is, I think, more so of a recent where I'm really finding out, you know what I'm saying, like how I want to operate. Because I feel like it was a lot of just putting up the, you know, the charade of just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm happy, I'm married to Kayla, you know, so that means
It's like
things are
painted,
great.
What you painted, the faces
Yeah.
that was painted on,
Yeah, the facade.
wasn't what was behind.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Individually, you know, I'm John. I'm from New York. My wife's Demita. She's from Reading, Pennsylvania. We're one. It's a lot that goes on in this household. Okay. I wish she was here so she could talk on behalf of her. But for me, my individuality is me. I'm the grind guy. I work every day, all day. Sometimes people say, what we said on the last podcast? Can we say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people work all day, but when you doing what you love to do is not work, it's purposing. So I'm just walking in my purpose.
John the Purpose. All right, Dineros. Let's start with you, Tasha.
Individuality, that's the
Yeah,
question.
within your marriage, because you know everybody can look at a couple and see like the Naylors, the Staffords, and even like you just said, like, you know, me and my wife were one. You guys, the Dineros. You know, when it comes to the two of you, like when it comes to just still maintaining your peace as an individual, like what does that look like?
We are the non-traditional couple. That's how you caught us last time. Like, oh, Dre, you were saying I knew what he meant, but everybody, the rest of the world might look at it like, oh, he didn't say we or them together. And, you know, we are that non-traditional couple that we're ourselves. And we not, you know, oh, because the wife is supposed to do this and the husband is supposed to do that. No, we do what we want to do. So that's why I feel like we both can be ourselves in our marriage, and that's what works for us. So that's how I feel like, you know, the individuality is like we're free to be who we are.
Yeah, and for me, Tashay always been the one to have all the attention, you know, to be that staple, because people look at her like she brings a certain character, a certain style and everything. So when they see me, I'm always playing the back. I call, in her business, I even say I'm the man behind the brand because I like to play the background. But people don't know certain things about me that I bring to the table as well. So I'm learning as a person to bring that more out to the front. So it's like exposing myself more. And it's an uncomfortable situation because I'm such a private person. And like coming from where I come from, like even meeting her, I told her like, you don't tell everybody your business. People don't need to know what you know about certain things. So I'm just in the moment right now finding myself as I move forward. So I'm 35 and I even told her, I said this to her last night, if I wish I would have did more self-work before I met her, because then she would have got a better version of me. But if I didn't meet her, I would have never became the version I am today.
There you go.
So
this may be the better version of you.
Right.
That's another shirt right there.
Right.
John. Don't let him find out.
So look, I was upstairs and I overheard a conversation, and you guys were talking about like love being expressed in the household. So you know, I heard you guys talking about, you know, growing up. Can we get candid about how we all came up and what we experienced in the household? Yeah. So, you know, I know you guys have a family. You guys have children.
Yeah.
John, you guys have grown children and a grandbaby that's about to pop out like any minute now. But then you guys have your families and your dynamics. So it's just,
I'm a dog mom.
We're dog moms, but they're dog parents too. But when it comes to expressing love and showing affection, like, what's that like in you guys' households? And what was it like, you know, from your childhood years, and then how is it now?
So for me, I have a very loving family. Everybody that comes across my family is like, oh, this is like
so sweet.
Family Matters mixed with the Fresh Prince mixed with the Cosbys. It's that type of family that's growing up for me. So when I met Andre, he was like, you gotta tell your mother you love her every day. You gotta hug her, like, and I'm like, yeah.
I guess that's your normal.
Right.
Dre, what'd you be like?
He wasn't used to that. He was not used to that. The
this
hugging,
day.
the kissing, all of the things. He wasn't used to that because he comes from a different upbringing.
Yeah.
So I feel like his family's like the feisty family, but they're so dope. I love them, but they like the ones that's like they gonna talk to you, but they gonna talk to you with a little spice. 'Cause he's Jamaican, so they gonna talk to you a little spicy. So, but yeah, they're loving though, but they're not gonna tell you that. You just gonna know.
It's shown differently, but you know.
Right. They're not physically gonna say, you know, I love you, girl, but you gonna get a tap or you know something. But
you're gonna get a tap.
Yeah, you might get a tap, but you're not gonna get, you know. It's more like that now, though. Since the years have passed, we do embrace each other more and stuff like that. But yeah, growing up, us being together, you know, he wasn't used to that.
Yeah, when I met Tashay family, it was something that I always yearned for coming up, like that love that I saw, like going to Nana's house. Like, y'all be at grandma's? Like, that's the stuff I saw on Soul Foods. Like, you know, everybody going there. So I started hanging over there and just seeing every day, everybody. When she was going, I'm over there. Where you at? I'm at your grandmother's house. Chilling, you know. And my mother, I grew up with my mother, my sister, and two of my sisters and my grandmother. And also a grandfather, but our relationship was just off. I never had a man in my life to show me certain things. So it's like growing up with two women, they raised me to show me certain things, but they couldn't teach me everything. and I had to turn elsewhere to learn other things. But the love that her mom brought to me and her grandmother and everybody it was like a different vibe that I didn't feel before.
You be like, I love you. You be like, I love y'all.
Nah, it was hard for me to use that word.
Yeah.
To this day, and it feels bad that my moms know I love her, but I can't say I love you. It feels awkward.
Feels weird.
Yeah.
So if you say you love her, it feels awkward.
Yeah. Like even my mother, like we don't say I love you, but we know she's there, and she always been there, and always will.
You know what's crazy? It's like certain people be like, we don't say that to each other. Like we don't tell each other we love each other. But then you might have a friend or somebody else that you're close to, but you're comfortable telling like, I love you, you know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when it's not the dynamic within your family setting, but amongst your friends and, you know, other people, you can just so freely say like, I love you. Or, you know, like you hang up, love you, friend, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, for me? Oh, okay. So me.
Staffords.
So my family's, I got a real big family. So I got 5 older brothers and 4 younger sisters. My mom practically raised most of my brothers, all of us in one household. And just being in that dynamic, it was always love. Like those soul food, those meals that you see on Sunday, everybody at that table, you know, that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? And it stems, like everybody got kids. I got a whole bunch of nieces and nephews.
Their events, if the Staffords have a party and you get invited, go, because it's going to be off the chain.
Yeah, always.
The family shows up and they show out.
Yeah, always. Everybody's lit. Everybody have a good time. That's what we about. And that's how we show love to one another. Like, you know, we about everybody, like, just having a good time when we around each other. It's not a lot of drama. When there is, it's called out. Will be called out. And then, you know, even if you ask my wife right now, she's like, this is, you know, we come from different backgrounds, so she'll say like this is the family that she wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like so she just ended up with that type of family like on the other side, so it just worked out in her favor. Like my aunts, everybody in my whole family embraced my wife when she came in the picture. Like they was like, oh, Demeter. So they call her before they call me. They show her more love than they show me. Yeah, I said it.
I understand.
Yo, y'all gotta cut that out. 'Cause I miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? What about me?
What about me?
Yeah, what about me? Nah, but
I can
yeah,
relate.
for real, it's all love, and that's what family's about. I feel like when you give that love, because everybody needs it. When you give it, it's kind of like when you're raised in it, it's like that's what you pour out into the world. That's who you are. You know what I'm saying? So you can meet people, they be like, man, like John cool as hell. Like John, hey man, you been cool. Like they be feeling like they know me for a long time. Same thing with any parts of my family, my brothers, everybody. So
Yeah.
the Nailers.
Yeah. So for me, our story is a lot similar to Tashay. For me, we're super loving, my family. Like I grew up lots of hugs, lots of kisses, like constantly saying I love you. Like I'm the baby of the family, so I got like all the loving, you know. Like seriously, and it's so funny because like even with our kids, like I be asking myself sometimes, like, is this normal? Because like I literally be excited for them to wake up still. Yeah. Like in every morning, I'm like, good morning, Araya. Good morning, AJ. Like, and I'm just loving on him and kissing on him, and I'm just like very affectionate. And Tony's family,
my family's different. No, yeah, my family, it was 3 boys in the house, and then we didn't grow up with any family in Flint, so we were the only Nailers in Flint. So everybody was in Texas. So I didn't have any aunties or anybody to like, you know, balance any of what we weren't getting. It was just, this is it.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom is a loving woman, really loving, because she had all of us who are just more stale when it comes to that. Like we have just been, like my dad is just across the board. He's just straight. It ain't no additional, you know, attaboys. It's just like, you know. So even at the point where now I'm grown, I've been in therapy, and I'm like, yo, what's up with Pops? Like, for him to I know he loves us, but now I'm like, to not be able to say it, it's a fucking problem. Because you love me, and why can't it come out your mouth? So the same way that you're like, you know, it's like, it's right there, but it's just kind of easier just to be like, you already know what it is. But now it's like, that shit ain't good enough, because we don't even have a balance with you saying it in the good moments for me to be able to attach it.
So it's never said.
It's never said, but the last times of hearing it is in, like, seriously, back when I was, a teenager, or 11, 12, still getting in trouble, getting whoopings, and then it's like, only after punishment would he be soft enough. If I was like crying and couldn't catch my breath, if I was being a little ass, he still wouldn't say it. I'm talking about you like,
whooping. Yeah, those.
and you just there for like 20, 30 minutes, and he just like finally like, hey man, hey. You know, I love you, right?
Right.
He's like, because I beat your ass so bad that you could think I don't.
Right.
So let me catch that while I see you trying to like suck your life back into you. Let me just tell you, like, hey, in there, you know, I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's like, that was.
You know, it's so crazy though, because it's funny because I talked to one of my cousins about just like how some of the elders express themselves in our families. And I think this is kind of like across the board.
Absolutely.
You know, they weren't raised saying, I love you or being shown anything. And my mom, she'll tell me like her grandmother, my grandmother's mother, my mama was like, we were called every name but our name. She was like, some days, she's like, I don't even know how I knew my name when I was young. She's like, I was a little black heifer, little black bitch, nappy headed heifer, like all these things. But they knew they were loved. But it was tough. It was different. So it's just like, when you think about it, if that's the love that she received or how she was shown love, like my grandmother's just very, very, like, she's going to tell you how she feels. And, you know, it can be taken a certain way, but she shows her love in different ways. But to just come out and say, I love you, or express stuff, like now that she's older, she'll be 89, May 30th. And I think now that she's like older, it's like she does try to express some things sometimes, but it's tough for her.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And then now you think about like, that was my mom's mom, you know? So, but like my sister, my oldest sister, she'll call you and be like, I'm on my way to work, have a good day, love you. Like every conversation real quick is love you, love you, love you, love you. Her and her husband, they see each other. They're together every day, all day, unless they're not at work, but every time they depart, and even if he just went to the store, call, okay, love you, you know? So the love is like always expressed, and it's just, you know, when you get those different dynamics, and for me it's normal, like with her, because that's my sister, that's what she does. But with other people, it can be kind of awkward, because it's just like, we don't say it like that.
I say it to my homies. I say it to my, you know what I'm saying? Like,
every time me and Lex get off the phone, it's like, love you, friend, love you too, you know?
Love
so,
you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, once I build a bond, because everybody is my community, you feel me? So it's like, this how I eat, this how we build, we help build each other's brands, we care about each other, we love each other. Like
absolutely.
So it's like my people that's in my circle, it's all day. You know what I'm saying? My son is getting big, he's taller than me now. And so now it's like when he walked by me and he feel like a nigga in the house.
Like a what, Tony?
Like another nigga.
That's what he said.
A big nigga walking around my house. So it's like, no, but it's like when he walks by me, I'm like, acknowledge me, bro.
Right.
Because you a big nigga that's walking by me. You may bump into me and not say nothing.
No.
That's why
That's like
that's why you going so hard in the
Gotta
gym.
let 'em know.
Hey Tony, that's why you going so hard in the gym against these young bucks.
You already know.
He be with me though. Like seriously, he be with me. But it's like with me and him, I'm like, hey, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Like we gotta talk. We gotta say that. And I don't want it to get too far where he get too big and ain't telling me that.
How old is he?
He's only 14.
He's 14.
It's coming.
I know it's coming, but we gonna have a relationship. It's like, Dad, I love you, man.
Yeah.
By then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but we
gotta break that
do,
in.
like with our kids, they know that they are loved, and I think that it's very important. Like you were talking about the generations, and you know, our people. You know our history. You
Right.
know where we come from.
Exactly.
And we've had to like empower each other to be strong and have tough skin and stuff like that. But what I've noticed is in our kids in particular, like I said, I'm very intentional. There's not a day or even a minute that I'm really around them that I'm not telling them how much I love them, how much I care about them, how proud I am of them. And it instills this level of confidence that I see them
Exactly.
walking around where they don't seek validation from others because they already know it to be true. They know that they're smart. They know that they're loved. They know that they are taken care of. So it's like my daughter, she got friends and they easily disposable because she like my mama here at the end of the day. Like I know my mama here. She got my back. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that that's super important, you know?
Y'all wanna know something funny? I be looking at my dog. I'm like, Cash, mommy loves you.
Hold on. What does Cash do?
Right. That's hustle. And walk away.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's very important to tell somebody you love them because people don't realize you really need to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's just showing it is not enough. Like you gotta hear it.
Yeah.
Like for me, even like I said, I just had my two sisters and my mother and grandmother. I actually created my own family. Like everybody I call my brother, my cousin, my uncle, they're not blood. I just identified, all right, you could be my uncle. You my uncle now. You could be my cousin. You my cousin. You my brother. Like, I mean, so that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And that's where I want people to understand, like, it don't have to be blood related to be
absolutely.
family.
Absolutely.
You know, like this summer we throwing what we call it?
A family reunion.
Yeah, because I never experienced a family reunion because I didn't have a family to do it. So I'm throwing one.
I better get a family reunion invite.
It's automatic.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make
Drake
sure.
said you're gonna be on the grill.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Jerk wings, get them ready, dog.
Oh, they like that?
Got you.
Your wings like that?
I heard about them. I ain't tasting yet, but I heard about
Slab
them.
on that joint.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It could be a competition.
Hey.
I'm all about a competition, John.
Hey,
Family reunion.
John,
Hey.
they said
I'll
I'll
bring
let
a
you
grill.
know.
Well, I'll bring my own grill.
Well, I heard that I don't have to bring my own grill because Dre got a massive grill.
Wow.
No.
So that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Is
It's
it?
for guests, right? Is it for guests?
Yeah, I haven't cooked on it yet.
My father's cooked on the grill, but it's a decent sized grill.
Okay.
But yeah, so family is everything.
It
Now
is,
that's dope.
man.
Okay, we talk about all this cute stuff, whoop de whoop, rah rah rah. Let's talk about some real stuff. Like how has it gotten hard? Like, have you ever wanted to say, you know what? Fuck this relationship.
Constantly.
For real?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We've been together 22 years.
yeah.
Girl, bye. Like year one, after we
I feel
got
like y'all
married.
been together since like high school.
Listen,
was
like
after,
straight
but I
up, it
know.
was right after
Yeah.
high school. But yeah, like after getting married, so it'll be 17 years this year, right, of being married. And I probably tried to, clap it up. 'Cause
Black
we
love,
made it.
black
Jesus.
young love.
Because what I'm trying to tell you real
The reason why I'm clapping.
Baby, year 1, I'm out. Year
Yeah.
3, I'm out.
Yeah.
Year 5, I'm out. Year 7, I'm out. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm out. Like, I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you because we got married very, very young. Like we are sitting here and we are talking to all these people that are like, you know, evolved and like really seeking to be their best self. We were kids, okay? It was a hot mess,
But
a hot ass mess. And I'm gonna tell you, it's
But
hard. It's hard. It's
when
hard.
a man finds a good woman or something like that. Yeah, right.
You said something like that.
Right, no, that's the thing.
Keep
we don't know the actual verses. We just know what they mean, right, baby?
Put me on blast when a man
So now the
finds
thing,
a
right,
wife.
a wife.
Yes.
He finds a good thing,
good
right?
thing, a great
So the
thing.
thing is, though, marriage is not supposed to be like this perfect relationship that just like, you're my soulmate, and then instantly like y'all just start having babies and dogs and fences and make a bunch of money. Like
That's what y'all got. Babies, dogs, fences.
17 years, like
I was just about to
22
say,
years though, like 22
listen.
years. So the thing is though,
Took every
like
single second of them
we've been everything though. We've been broke. We've been, we done had some money. We done been sad. We've been happy. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been everything together. I've had to learn my most from her. She's checked me the most. I wouldn't let nobody else hold a mirror to me like she can. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to correction in marriage, it's supposed to, like, it's a better half because it's supposed to help correct the all of the selfishness and all of that stuff. So my thing is, mine just took a little bit longer to fix, but God picked the right woman for me. I didn't have to pick her; He picked her. You know what I'm
because
saying?
if it was a woman that you could run over, it wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked. I'll be dead. You know what I'm saying? If it was anybody else. So it's like, she's the right one. And like you said, God wouldn't put more on you than you could bear. Right, baby?
Right.
So everything.
Right,
baby?
Amen.
He planned this.
Amen.
This
He
is his
planned
plan.
this.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you, and because I'm on the other side of it, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
ha-ha
a good thing.
kiki. Okay.
We
But
only
had
did
you
a podcast
rewinded
today.
this,
We didn't
had
do
you
this podcast
rewinded this
last
a
year.
few months ago, baby.
A
Listen.
few months ago.
Damn.
Yeah,
we
it's
got current.
absolutely. No, you gotta understand. On part 1, we talked about going through one of our hardest seasons, like
I wasn't ready to
transitioning
give up,
into
though.
both of us.
I wasn't ready to give up. The difference is we got different quit points.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
No, no,
That's
you do.
absolutely
Yeah.
So
true.
like for me, it's like
That's
my
true.
dad. It's like, just keep it going, son. Just keep working at it. You know what I'm saying? No?
No.
It requires work on both ends. So
does.
that's where that individuality comes together.
It
Because
does.
yes, when we come together, we are one.
Yeah.
But it requires you to work equally as hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So that you can show up as your best self in the union.
Agreed.
You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? So it did take therapy.
Y'all looking at me like
You
I'm
know
not
what
in
I'm saying?
therapy.
Listen.
Hey, look,
I
there's
just
people
said
on the
that.
other side
It
of the
took
camera that's like,
therapy.
this nigga ain't
No,
been
baby.
at
It took more than just praying, because baby, I was at the altar every single Sunday. Okay, let me tell
Absolutely.
you something. It took prayer.
Yes.
It took therapy. It took checking a nigga. It took all kind of
but
stuff.
that's the
Period.
important part.
Period.
Yes.
It took all of that, because if you're
Yes.
trying to be in
Hey,
this
can I get
thing-
some crown? Can I get somebody give me some crown?
No, but for real, like if you are really trying to make it work, like we talked about on part 1, we are constantly evolving and turning into new people and
Yes.
seeking our best self, and you both have to meet each other in the middle.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
very important, and if you are on 2 accords doing your own
Oh,
thing,
no.
it's
not
not
gonna
going
work.
to
Not gonna
work.
work.
And we'll get into
Whoa, whoa,
that.
whoa,
Not gonna
whoa,
work.
whoa.
We'll let
If
them
you're on
talk
2
first.
accords, say that again, Cameron.
If you are on 2 different accords,
2 different
it's
accords.
not going.
It's not
to
going to work.
Whoa.
12 years in, and
Whoa.
it's been a lot of times. Y'all remember on the last episode, I said I wasn't going to jail.
Yo,
A lot of people won't make it through those type of situations when your boyfriend at the time about to get locked up. And are you gonna stay down or get down or lay down or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, ride or
But
die.
besides that, I wasn't riding or dying at that time. Besides that, we didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
We was talking at each other, not to each other.
Yeah.
He thought therapy was like how everybody else
Bullshit.
says. It was, I ain't telling
Yeah.
nobody all my business,
Yeah.
but he loves it now.
I actually do. I told her like, oh yeah, I gotta call.
2
I
hour
gotta call Miss
sessions,
Hill today.
like, you know.
Yeah, like I started off with a 1 hour session. I'm in there standoffish, because that's how I start off when I'm not comfortable with something. So she's sitting there asking me questions. I'm just rebutting and asking her the question.
He's
Like,
trying to be
so-
the therapist to the therapist.
So how do you feel about such and such?
So you asked the therapist?
Yeah, like asking her how she feel. But then by the end of it, I start opening up and start telling her how I feel. And when I left out, it was like a weight off my shoulder, you know? To where I started telling my mother I was going. And they kind of standoffish to it. But I'm like, well, it's working for me. So
Right.
at the end of the day, I just got to do what works for me.
Yeah.
So
And
communication.
communication is definitely a key, but I feel like we have a lot of hurt inside that we still don't release. And if you don't release it the proper way, you're gonna release it the wrong way, and that could land you in certain predicaments that you don't want to be in.
Yeah, blow up.
And on the wrong person, because we had issues prior to meeting each other. So we both fighting each other for stuff that we didn't do to each other. So you taking on my baggage, I'm taking on your baggage, and then we creating baggage. So we've had plenty of times that we didn't like each other. We sleep in the same bed. We would walk past each other in the morning. We
3
don't
days.
say nothing to each other.
3
It's
days.
mute.
And y'all sleep in the same bed?
Yes, give me them sheets. You ain't getting them sheets.
Yeah, we've done. Yeah.
Hey, he nodded like, yeah, that was it.
Give me them sheets.
You
Well,
have you not talked for a day?
oh no, yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
No, we've gone like.
No, we went for no. Okay,
I'd be
so
scared to talk to her some days. I'm like, I ain't saying
And he
shit.
shouldn't. And he shouldn't. Glad he didn't.
I'm like, yeah, I'm
Period.
Absolutely. Listen.
So-
You ain't want to get this heat.
So I've been with my wife. It'll be I've been with my wife for like 14 years. Yeah, I've been with my wife 14 years. It'll be married 8 in July. Excuse me, August. Well, July.
Get it right.
Get the date right, right?
Get it right.
In August. Yeah, she's. I know you're gonna be watching. But when we met, I had no business meeting a woman. When I say that is, I was just in like what we talk about, like in that space, that ugly space, toxic, drunken space. The real estate market had crashed. I had lost everything. I was living out of my car. I went back to New York for a second. I was just trying to find myself. And I came back to Atlanta, and my boy Mike T was like, yo, John, we going to this spot tonight, Encore, man. Is you jumping? I'm like, Mike, you know I'm homeless, bro. Like, man, you just need to clear your head, you know. So I go in there, and I run into my wife or whatever. I think I told about this story. But anyway, we've been married. I mean, we've been together since that moment, like, just together. Like, I moved in. Our oldest daughter, who's about to have a baby, was like, what, you homeless? Because I'm coming in there. I got trash bags, y'all. Like, yeah, I got a bag of clothes. Yeah, I was really living out the way.
She met you and you wasn't hiding.
In that space. No,
You
I
was
couldn't.
like- you
How
was-
could I hide that? I told her I was in real estate, but she knew the real estate market
Real estate ain't popping.
doing real
So you
good
ain't
right
popping.
now. So you ain't doing in that space. So it just took time. Like, I was and then just being in that mode, she didn't know who I was. I didn't even know who I was at that moment because I was doing crazy stuff, like just not the right things. All the wrong things. Like, for her to put up with that moment that I was in, it told a lot about her. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I wasn't that guy. I'm telling y'all right now, I was just not the grind guy, not that guy. But what I did was I went to the gym and snuck in the gym. Shout out to LA Fitness, showers, all that. But yeah, I used to go to the gym, and that's why I would take, that's why I always talk about doing what you love to do every day, because that kept my peace. Like, if I ain't do that, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all about none of this right now. But
did she ever lock you out, John?
Oh, I've been locked out. Facts.
You telling them we talking about the ugly? Right?
No, I've been locked out.
No, that's ugly.
No, that's fine.
The other ugly.
No, I've been locked out. Yeah. One time, I was about to go on this cruise, right? And this was early in our relationship, and I'm telling straight, this is facts. She had called me, and the conversation got a little crazy, so I banged on her. Boom. She was like, "Oh no, you don't. Oh, you don't."
You hung up the phone.
Banged on her, hung up. So she was like, "Oh, okay, we playing that."
Nobody out there to be like, "Dang, did he hit her?"
No, I did not hit her. Come on.
Banged on her.
Banged on her, meaning I hung the phone up. All right. So next day I'm thinking everything like, cool, whatever. I go over there because I'm about to go on this cruise. I'm going to pick some clothes up.
Oh, okay.
Do. Yo, where's my key at? Do. So I'm knocking on the door. She's not answering. I call her cousin Keisha. Keisha's like, nah, she ain't with me. Now I know she with Keisha. Like, she's sitting right there. Like, her and Keisha sitting right there. Like, yeah, girl, don't answer it. Yeah, tell him I ain't here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I get mad. I go buy some new stuff, go on the boat, go on the cruise. So this was a breaking point for us, because it was either we was gonna move on or we was gonna move forward. So when I came back from the cruise, we had a serious conversation, because I got to be by myself and really get a clear view of me. And I finally was like, that accountability part was like, dang, like, it's a good girl. I don't got to be doing like on when I'm on. But when I came back, it was kind of like, all right, well, we'll see how it go. That's how she hit me. She still was cold shoulder. She's a Cancer, so you know how them Cancers are. But she gave me the cold shoulder for a while. We made up, whatever. But it was ugly for a minute. And when it get ugly in our household, we like y'all, we sleep in the same bed. Might not be talking for a few days, but we sleeping in the same bed.
Crazy.
Nah, because it's almost like You
I think
still.
You lucky I'm in the bed.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
a respect,
We
though.
in
But
the
it is a
bed.
respect.
Together.
Like, what?
You still mad?
Yeah.
No, I asked
Oh,
that. I asked that.
nah.
But
I
I'm
know
tapping
you
her
ain't.
back
I know you
shoulder.
ain't. Yeah.
She don't turn over.
Nah.
No, because if I'm mad when I'm definitely not doing it.
Nah,
It's a
Demeter
wrap.
get
Oh,
mad.
you get-
Yo, the craziest part is when your wife get mad and you don't even know she mad at you. Like, what'd I do? Oh, nigga, you know what you did. What? Them be the worst one. Like, oh, I'm supposed to read your mind now? Oh, okay.
Or you be petty.
Huh?
Cause Mr. Petty over here.
You petty?
He petty.
Oh, you petty, Drizzy?
I'm a petty nigga.
Oh, he's Mr.
I get petty.
About what?
But
About
it's
what
not the
type of
petty like on some.
He has to explain it, but he's petty.
My petty is not like the regular petty type shit.
Explain yours.
Yeah,
So-
explain it. Explain. The men want to hear.
Give
Talk
an
to-
example
So
so I could elaborate on what I do.
if you did something and when you can't explain yourself
That's a big factor with me. It's hard for me to explain myself.
in the moment.
And when I'm trying to explain myself and you don't understand me, I get frustrated. And because of that, that's where,
he shut down.
I shut down, I don't talk.
But then when the situation happens, like it's delayed. So we already had this argument. We don't talk. We might have talked and got over it. But if I do something that's similar to what he did, he gonna make sure it's known. Like he gonna put on a billboard. He gonna call everybody and make sure.
Not call everybody,
Not call-
no.
but I mean,
I would
I'm
tell
just
her
saying
like,
as an example.
oh, that's why I did that shit I did because you did this.
He gonna make sure
But
it's
I
known.
had to wait to find a moment for her to do something
basically to explain
so I
it.
understand, so she can understand how I feel while she did it.
But
You
it
know what's
comes
crazy
off
about
petty.
that? I don't. So, my wife would be like, she ain't never do nothing wrong type, right? she one of those, like, I don't do nothing wrong. Like, it be you. I'm like, I just don't call you out on your shit. Like, I don't. I'm not, oh, your clothes is over in the corner. I just picked them up and put them in the dirty hamper. Like, I'm not getting ready to go through I'm not going through I'm not going through that part where I gotta, like, call you out on everything and be like, oh, yeah, this, that. Because I'm just going to pick it up.
Exactly.
Nah.
If you don't wash the
I feel
dishes,
you, John.
if you don't wash the dishes, I'm like, yo, I'm not.
Yes. Like, no, let me tell
You
you,
can
as
let
soon
them
as I
talk
do
right
one
now.
thing, no, bro, I didn't.
Start some shit.
I just looked at
You
you.
gonna start some
I just looked
shit.
at you, but that's me all day.
What's
but
you?
he will make
What-
sure that I know if I leave something
Yes.
in the back. And I'm like, nigga, do you know how many times
No,
I
I think
don't,
I think it's because you
I
make
the
because
a.
whole
I don't
family.
say nothing. That's why you don't know.
claim
Because
the
I
whole
don't
family.
say anything.
No, I
just
say it.
do.
He said, I say
I say it. When I leave something, like, oops, my bad. I left that in the bathroom.
Wow, I'm so glad this is recorded. Our kids are gonna watch.
And I tell them every
Our
morning.
kids are gonna watch and they're
Hey,
gonna
look,
know.
every morning the kids be like, why dad wake up in a bad mood? And I'm like, I'm not. But I wake up in the morning, I say, hey, clean your room. Hey, get them clothes out the bathroom. Hey, why you... That's how
And
I wake
no,
up every morning.
understand
So
that,
it's not
but
like...
then we had a conversation where I'm like, Tony, you're asking them to do these things, but do you do all of these
That, Kayla,
things?
you've never... Kayla, don't embarrass her. All right, let's move on to the next topic, man. That's crazy right now.
This was a
Now, if
real
you wanna-
conversation.
No, it
that we
cannot
had
be
not long
real
ago.
if you
Okay.
are going...
All right, let's get back to the good stuff.
No, Mo. We staying right here. This where you wanted it to. The teasers is gonna be crazy.
No, but you know,
Make sure
it's
y'all
not.
tune
It's-
in.
It's very interesting to me. Like, I think if I was married and like to go 3 days without speaking,
Yes.
No, longer than 3 days.
really?
Yeah.
Not one word.
It depends on what it is.
But you know
Yo,
what's
it's
even
crazy.
funny about
It's
that?
crazy.
Y'all not
Yo,
speak for 3
yeah,
days?
it'll be 3 days, but then
Not one
you
word.
still
I'm
coming
taking
home, bringing her food.
Yeah, you still doing all the things that you do.
But when you
Oh,
bring
you
the food,
hungry?
you say
Yeah.
something. But when you bring the
No,
food, you
I'ma
say
take-
something.
Nah, you hungry? What you
Your
want to
food-
eat?
you know where your
And
food
you
at.
walking in, you gonna put the food on the table and just walk off.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You still cooking and everything.
Yeah.
You still bringing everything.
Your food
And don't
ready.
say anything.
Don't say nothing.
And don't say nothing. I know what you want to
Really?
eat. Here's a grilled
Yeah.
chicken salad from
Really?
Chick-fil-A with the creamy salsa.
Yes, I'm
Wow.
gonna bring you
That
your
would bother
food,
me.
and I'm not gonna say
No, it ain't nothing to bother
And
because
we
you
gonna
know
eat
it's like
together, too.
it's almost like you don't want to restart.
So what if you wake up the
revamp
next day
argument.
and one person dies and y'all weren't speaking? Like, you really gonna feel
That's
good?
not that. I try to say that never works. I'll be on it.
Yeah.
Yo, we can't keep doing this. She's like, yeah, all right.
Well, I must say it's not as often as you think it is for
Yeah,
us. So
yeah, me either.
in the beginning it was like boom, 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 but then as we've grown together, we know better now. So we do have to let each other know. That's why I said we had to learn communication. So it's like, give me a second. I'm not feeling you right now. Like that's how we can do
Safe
that.
space. That's what we call it.
We have our friends too that a married couple. They actually married us, and they said you use the word safe space, and that means like when I say that is you have to listen, you have to let me finish what I have to say, and you can't. I'm bad with facial expressions. I don't know.
It's a trigger from being a kid. Yeah.
Making facial expressions. So I have to listen. He has to listen. We have to talk it out.
So when you say safe space, that's like let me say what I and then if you
And
say-
don't get offended by what I'm saying.
Don't get offended.
I'm just trying to let you know how I feel.
Like you pissed me off yesterday. Like
So do y'all not still go days without?
No, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It gets fat. Like you've grown, so it don't happen as much as you think.
This was in the
This
beginning.
was in the
you know?
beginning, but the safe space works, the communication works. But we know better now too because of what you said. Because death is around us all the time.
Yeah,
So
facts.
we know better now. Like it's not that deep.
But it's okay. Like that safe space and all that. Like I know, and it's funny. I'm like I have to pay attention to my wife, and us men we got to pay attention to our wives because it's like I know when my wife's cycle coming. I'm like, oh, here we go. It's about to any day now. I say that to her, so she be like, oh, like you know me. Like, she like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She like, whatever. Like, cause you so sensitive about the littlest thing, and it'd be like, yeah, like that. But she'll say I'm always on my phone or I'm away from home in the home type situation, like, cause I'm on my phone. Like I'm not there.
I'm the
So
type
she gets upset about that.
if he goes in the next room, and it's just like don't talk to me, I'll be in the bed tossing and turning, and then I'll be looking at the phone, see what time it is. Like dang, it's like 12 something, like and then I'll look at the clock again about 1:30. I'm going over there. I'm gonna peek in the room.
Mo, I'm sleep. I'm
I'm gonna peek in the room and be like, yeah, he could be knocked out, and I'm gonna be like, really? What you want to talk about? He gonna get up. I mean, why are you mad? Like, what's the problem? Like, can we talk because like I'm over here. I don't like that. Like that bothers me. But so you need to give people space. Is that what you're supposed to do?
You gotta have space. Cause think about this: before you're in a relationship, it's been just you. So you've been dealing with whatever. Now you married a person. Now y'all got.
Well, I'm not married.
Well, we know that. Okay. Well, once you get married, it's a covenant. It's a bond. Now it's before God, and a lot of other things come into that. So you should be praying together. Dating,
but you know, what, for
dating
me,
is critical.
I guess because I'm not an argumentative type of person.
It might not be you though.
But still, I'm just saying. But for me, like I didn't grow up having like I ain't beef with nobody. Like I was always just the cool, funny, goofy, like what y'all know me as, high energy. So it's just like when people do have a problem with me, it bothers me because it's just like,
I understand.
how could you have a problem with me?
Yeah.
Like,
That's her all day.
Absolutely. That is
Hey.
And as you were talking, that would be me.
Yeah.
Like I would be that type
you
of
know what, Kayla?
person.
Because it's just like even like if you did something like you didn't mean any harm and you weren't aware, so it's just like well, make me aware of what I did.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But all of that like shutting down and silence and going over here and
But it
like that
depends
bothers
on
me.
it depends on what their childhood is. Somebody else is coming from
I
a different
understand what I'm
background.
saying, but
so
when
what
it's
you
work-
saying is for you is not for them. It's the difference.
Right, but two people have to work because so you're just supposed to totally compromise. Say, oh, that's how you grew up, so I'm just supposed to just sit back and let you be mad.
It depends on the
That's
relationship. It
that's
depends
a
on
where's
the
the compromise?
It depends.
But where's the compromise?
But it depends on learning the other person that you're with. Like, dang, maybe they do need some time. They need that space away.
But I
They're
use
going to the gym.
Tashay. Nope, I use Tashay and Dre as an example because they've grown, and they found a safe word. What is it?
Safe
You
space.
use Tashay.
That's
Safe space.
No, that's
Like,
key.
no,
No,
that's
but
key.
they
That's
don't
a-
care.
that's a therapy
And people can
word.
look at that and be like, "That's corny."
But
I
we
ain't-
had to get
but
there.
That's
No,
what. But y'all,
yeah.
but you guys were committed to getting there.
Oh yeah, is the relationship worth the fight?
Right.
Yeah.
And it
That's what
takes
it is.
both parties. Like
Lots of
one,
fighters.
It's not a
one
one-way
person
street.
can't be in and one out.
Right.
Because if it is, you're gonna find out, and it's the lack of communication and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Y'all
so
some fighters.
Yep.
Yeah.
you gotta be if you really
Like
want to be.
relationships
If you
are
really
work.
want the
That's the
relationships
hardest
and you
thing
really
that
want the
you'll ever
marriage,
do.
you have to stay
Yes.
connected.
Let me ask you guys something. If you okay, let's say because you guys are so young, do you think that it would have been possible to separate and then come back and be married and have what you guys have today?
Well, I believe that whatever is God ordained is going to manifest itself
Right.
in the world. I do think that we should have at some point.
Yeah.
We probably should have.
Probably not a good idea.
I think so.
That's what I think.
I think so.
My dad
Just
said-
for
my dad
healing
said,
and understanding.
"Don't let
Because
that
I
woman
think
leave."
That he would
Take
have
some time apart to heal.
No, because I think that he really would have gotten to this evolved version of himself and understand the intentionality
here
in
now.
a relationship
Right.
sooner had I not been present the whole time, because he was taking advantage of the fact that I was present, the fact that I wasn't pressing, the fact that I was still like dealing with stupid stuff. Like I feel
I don't
like
know if I was
he-
taking advantage of it because I didn't excel. I didn't do anything.
Well,
I
what
didn't
I'm gonna
gain
say is-
anything from my dumb shit. You know
Well, what
I'm
I
saying?
will
So it
say
wasn't-
is-
it
what
wasn't
I
an
will say-
acceleration of anything.
But what I will
what I'm
say
saying?
is the therapy, the seeking to be his better self, all happened when I said I'm about to be out.
The same thing happened.
So
Do you guys
I'm just
do you
wondering.
guys do couples therapy as well as individual therapy?
No, we do individual therapy. We tried couples therapy. We didn't have a
Had
good
it- you gotta-
therapist.
you gotta get the right therapist.
You have to find a good fit.
I can
You gotta get the right
It
therapist.
wasn't the right one.
Y'all should get Tasha.
Oh,
Look at
not me.
Let's do you out there.
No, straight up though.
Shit
But
like
no,
this.
couples therapy
Couples
is
therapy.
very
We
important.
didn't do
But
couples
I think-
But you know what? I
either.
think too, it's just
separate.
like it's one of those things. I think when you have younger relationships, you know,
Yes.
because women are in a different space way before men.
Absolutely.
So
Ah,
it's
totally.
kind of one of those things where you got to deal with the childish behavior, the
Yeah.
immaturity, and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I got married.
Tony.
No, listen,
Tony.
the real thing though. I got married with the typical things like broken dumb, but it's like I didn't know that I was like broken. You know what I'm saying? Like from my upbringing.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to make it through the typical. You know what I'm saying? Getting married young shit. But then it was like even if I would have got the bread, I still would have been a broken nigga.
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about it, and then I wasn't even willing to learn the things that it would take because it's like therapy was key, and it wasn't like I needed 5 years of therapy. It was like just to speak to somebody other than her, because she was against me because she was the one that was always telling me what was wrong. So it was like that's like your teacher. So you always penalize the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So to hear from a third party that was unbiased, it's like, well, she don't even know me. And I'm telling her straight up, like, yo, this was going on, and she tripping. And she like, you tripping, nigga.
Right.
And that was, like, key to have somebody that was,
Kelly, you got that
you
right.
good, baby?
But what I was saying, I feel like as men, our wives, and it's funny because some dudes, and when you're younger, you ain't paying attention to that. But the women that we really want, when they give us that cold shoulder, we like, all right, you know, we got to step it up because somebody else can fill that void, fill that space. Because it's all ego for us. You know what I'm saying? It's all ego. It's all ego.
And
Once
pride.
and so women, you got to stroke the ego too. Like you got to let us know that we are wanted too. Like just like we do for y'all got to do the same for us. But you know, when that gap happened, when my wife, like when I went on that cruise and whatnot, she played that cold shoulder. It was the same way. So I feel like that needed to happen, not for y'all to separate, but it needed to happen for him to work for you, to let you know that you needed him.
Absolutely.
So, or that not only did you need him, he wanted you. Because in your mind, you're like, all right, he ain't doing the right things. He don't want me. Because my wife felt the same way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or he isn't worthy of me. That was a feeling in the moment.
Yeah,
That's how it felt.
yeah,
because
my-
if you're not willing to
and
show
my wife would
up
say she would say the
and
same
be
thing.
intentional, then you're not worthy.
Yeah. Okay, these you guys?
What's the question? We already we got a new question.
Yeah, new question. That's what I'm saying. We want to switch the direction of this one.
No. So no, I appreciate you guys' honesty. Because and I think that's one of the things to admire too, because you know, being vulnerable enough to actually open up to people about this, because you have so many different dynamics, you know. You have the young love, and you have you know, the different backgrounds and family dynamics, and you know, all these things that make relationships what they are. But at the end of the day, it's about two people growing together, because a lot of times it's just like, even if we are aware of the things that shook us up as children or whatever the case may be, we just don't deal with this stuff, right? And it affects our relationships with other people, and the people that mean, you know, the most to us, and things like that. And a lot of times we don't understand like what we're missing out on, and some people will acknowledge those things and allow it to make them stronger, and other people, you know, they'll be set in their ways, and then it's like, you know, you just, leave whatever you could have had behind.
Well, some people in a relationship think there's nothing wrong with them, and it's not them, it's the other person.
Right.
But it's something wrong with them because it's the other person feels like, you're not paying attention to how you're treating me or what you're saying. So never feel like, I always say this to everybody, never feel like it's not you, it's the other person. Always try to find a common ground, communicate, like what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Yep. What did I say? Always try to reevaluate and put yourself in the other person's shoes.
What part did I play in this?
What part did I play in this? And then when our women are acting the way they're acting, I'll be trying to, for me, I'll be trying to figure out like, all right, what did I do? And if I did do something wrong, let me jump in her shoes for a second and try to figure out like, what this about or how can I be better? So it's longevity. It's over time.
And never be scared to ask for help. Like one thing I learned, if I want to be a successful person in marriage, I need to ask people that have been married for a long time.
Successfully, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's been a lot of people married for a long time and they don't even like each other.
Yeah, they're unhappy.
And they didn't even know who their wife was because they was like, shit, I was working every day.
Absolutely.
I just retired 5 years ago and found out I don't really like her.
Yes.
You know
During the
what I'm saying?
pandemic, a lot of
For real.
divorces
Oh, that's why the
happened.
divorce rate went crazy during the
Yeah.
pandemic. So let's talk about that. What was everybody's household like during the pandemic?
Oh, we was planning a wedding.
Yeah,
During
actually.
the pandemic. We had
It
a
was actually
pandemic.
fun.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, but he still was like, because he likes to be outside. I'm more a homebody unless I'm called to be outside. So being in the house was driving him crazy. So we created the office. We turned the garage into his lounge space. But other than that, for us, we was good. And then my mother was quarantined with us too for a little bit because that's when it kind of in the beginning when it happened. But we was planning the wedding. We was rearranging the house. We was actually getting closer, I feel like, with communication and all of the things, plus with planning the wedding and stuff. But it was cool for us. That's what was shocking to hear people getting divorced. But then when you just said you working, you just married to somebody, you don't see them, you don't spend time with them, you don't dig deep to see how they feeling. It was a point in our relationship. I was on the go, and Andre was depressed for a whole year, and I didn't know. I did not know this. I thought he was just being lazy. I thought he was just giving up because deals wasn't going how he wanted them to go. But he was literally going through a depression and nobody knew. I felt so bad when I finally found out that's what it was because I couldn't help him. I was actually adding to the depression.
Because you were being
mean. I was being
you know why? Because you were being productive and you looked at him like, yo, you just chilling, laying around.
But I also wasn't using the right language either.
Oh yeah.
You being lazy, you won't want to help us.
That's that self accountability too.
Yeah,
You looked in the mirror to understand.
But that was also on me too, because I didn't tell her what I was going through.
But I didn't have to be mean
I just
either.
sat in it. You know what I'm saying?
But it was both.
So it was just one of those things where you live and you learn through it. But thank God you got through it, and you had people around you. And for me, it was just a battle between trying to good and versus evil for real. Literally. I was trying not to go back to certain ways.
To the streets.
And then trying to stay in a certain lane, but when it doesn't work for you, you just always resorts back to what you know.
Right.
And that battle was very heavy. But then also, my weight was a factor. I wasn't happy with myself as a person because even the size I am today, I was never that.
Side note, he lost over 100 pounds so far.
Yo.
And he did it by himself. Okay, yeah. So shout out to him for that because he needs to hear that because he don't realize that's a big thing. We was fighting, then that was a part of the depression, and you gotta understand everybody say oh Tasha, you so sweet, but I'm actually the one that's trained to go because when people say certain things and you like you say behind the scenes what we are going through with stuff. When you hear people talk and say certain things, I'll be ready to go go on my fanny pack.
Right.
So
and I'm not a confrontational
Don't want her to go on the
person.
fanny pack.
Hey, for the viewers that are watching,
He's
if
not-
Tasha's
he's not-
in the
That's
fanny
the
pack,
crazy part.
just go the other way.
Yes, he's not the confrontational one. I know y'all seen that
People
real.
think that I'm the
'cause he's
guy
the big
that
guy,
aggressive,
yeah.
but
It's
I'm
really me.
I'm really a chill, calm, laid back guy.
So you be
The big
having to
teddy
calm
bear,
her
for
down.
real.
Yes, if young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. That's it.
She's licensed too.
That's
I'm
why she got.
licensed to
That's why she
carry.
got the good vibes
You
collection.
see that fanny pack? You don't let these good
hold
vibes
up,
fool you.
Hold up,
Oh, shit.
hold up.
That's
hold up the
that
good
side
vibe.
she
Yeah,
talking
hold up.
about
That's
before
what I
she
said.
transitioned.
Before that's what I was saying. So
Okay.
yes, but
Yeah,
So yeah, so going through those things, but yeah, and acknowledging that, because that hurt me, knowing that for like a whole year, your man was going through like a whole depression, and you was like being mean and like, you know, you was not being who you should have been for him, and he needed that person. He didn't have anybody, so it just
Right.
it bothered me.
I'm good now, thank God.
Yeah, y'all made it.
So-
That was just a test for both of y'all.
Yeah,
in y'all situation.
Multiple tests.
Yeah, multiple tests, but that's
we
what we
still
go through.
going
That's
through.
called growth.
Yeah.
So all couples, all married, unmarried, single, whatever, you're gonna go through situations, and that you go through growth in that process.
This is all, no, it's just a lot of growth. But
Yeah.
that's the thing, you never stop growing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the thing.
You
The-
won't.
the
And-
next-
If your spouse keeps evolving.
so to the Nailers, right? What happened during COVID with the Nailer family?
Oh shit. I got an SBA loan
Damn, COVID.
for my business, right? No, this is real shit. I got an SBA loan. It was so tight.
So it was already enough to be at home. And for him being in production, it requires you to go out and work. Hollywood was completely shut down. We had a studio, wasn't able to operate it. We had just purchased the studio in 2019. So it was like right before it happened. And then, actually it was January 2020 where we actually got in. So we all went in quarantine in March. And then during that time, our apartment got fully flooded. While we were in Texas, we only took like raggedy stuff. Like I've always been into fashion, okay? Like had clothes galore, our kids, all they stuff, his stuff. We took like sweatpants, t-shirts, cause we in the house. We get a call from our neighbor that water is like coming out of our garage, like the basement. And come to find out, some minor work that was supposed to be done while we were away ended up flooding our entire apartment. We lost everything because whatever we didn't lose through the flood, we lost through just the negligence of the contractors that was working in our place. They had no regard for our stuff, throwing stuff on top of our bed, broke our bed, broke my daughter's bed. So we literally were homeless during quarantine. So we had to stay with his parents, and then we went to Michigan and stayed with our parents for a stint. I had to come back to LA to work because even though I'm a host, I can still do virtual stuff. So Woman Evolve had a virtual conference, and I was there, and I was able to do that. Our church really helped us during that time. We moved back into our townhouse in
No, we
October.
went to Flint for a minute. We went to Flint for a minute during the summertime.
Right, I had said that. I said we went to Michigan to stay with my family.
Right, but while we was there, I was doing some shit I didn't want to do. So I started contracting again because I was, you know what I'm saying? We used to work on homes and everything. So we was in Flint for probably about 30 days? At least about a month or more. But over off Miller Road, Nate Brown
Oh, Nate.
had a historical home he was trying to close. And Nate don't paint or nothing like that, but I had a painting company. So he booked that, and we had to strip the whole joint. So it was one of those things where I was pressing because I was depressed during that time. Money wasn't flowing like I wanted it to, and I couldn't force nothing. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to go back to contracting. Because I'm like, I'll always give it whatever gift I got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going back to contracting. And I was out there for, like literally 30, 45 days. We had to fully strip. It was like one of the wood house on Miller Road, a big, like 6,000 square foot. Stripped the whole house down. And I was so stressed on the work that I took on. Because I'm like, I didn't really pray about it. I was just like, I need to get this bag. And it was a bag, but when I started thinking about how much time it was going to take to do it, and then once we took the job and I started scraping and the whole side of the house falls off, I'm like, we got to refinish that or replace the wood or it was just opening up. And I'm like, I put myself in that because I was pressing, trying to force something during COVID.
money.
You know what I'm saying? For bread. And but I didn't know. What about the SBA loans? I'm gonna go back to that because I got an SBA loan that kind of balanced stuff out while I was just forcing labor. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up. When did I start working with Ye during COVID? Was that after COVID? So what happened right after?
You did that, and then we moved back into our place, and we had a fire. So it was the flood and the fire. I need you to understand. So we moved back into the place.
Y'all was tested on multiple occasions.
Oh my gosh,
And
on
this
every
timeframe, like-
single level.
So
And
the
then
flood
we
was,
worked-
how far was the flood from the fire?
So the flood was in April. The fire was in October.
That's crazy. Same year?
Same year. Well, they had to
That's
redo the whole
crazy.
townhouse because it had flooded. They redid it all.
And then the fire?
we
And
moved
so
in, and then we end up having a fire.
So after you get it all redone
Wow.
from the flood,
Correct.
everything's redone, new,
Correct.
now on fire.
Correct.
Wow.
So it just meant we weren't supposed to be living
Right,
there.
right,
Like we just weren't supposed to be
facts.
there. And so we ended up moving to a totally different place. It was a blessing. It's in LA. Everything in LA is old. We end up getting into a brand new development that had it was literally just built. It's right next to the stadium. You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Like it was definitely a blessing. In it all, but it was just a very trying time because you got to understand this is also happening to two people we have two kids. We
Right.
still aren't in our evolved version of ourselves that we're sitting here talking to you right
Today.
now. So you can just imagine how much we were like button heads and just all that we were going through. So COVID was really tough. It was really tough. It was tough the entire time, but it taught me just a lot about my relationship with God, you know, just trusting in him, how he pulled everything together when we didn't even see like how this is even going to work in any way, how it's going to work on a financial level, how's it going to work as far as like our housing, how is our relationship going to work. It was just so many things that was tested during that time. So, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That's a lot, but a lot of people would not have made it through that.
Correct.
nah, a lot
Not
of people
together?
went. Yeah, so y'all can, you know, whatever it looks like to everybody, like, do that, they good. Like, so whatever it looked like earlier, I know y'all gonna look at the teasers like, oh my God,
Oh, we'll cut that.
they're
shit
good.
out.
No. No,
That's what I said. Let's cut that and start over. You know.
man, that's
Nah, but it's real though. It's real, and you know, it's you feel the pain.
yeah.
You know, and the honesty.
Yeah.
Because and that's the thing. Like I tell people, like there are relationships that I do admire, and I admire the relationships of all the people that are right here and some others. And it's not because it's like, you know, people say, oh, you don't know what they don't go through or whatever. I'm not saying that I don't, but I know that they're still together.
Right.
And I know their spirits and their energies, and it's always positive and great. It's not my business what you guys go through. You know, and it's not the world's business, like you say. You know, Dre, everything's not for everybody to know. But at the same time, sharing these stories can actually help other relationships that are struggling through different things understand, like, you know what, we can get through this. You know, and I think that's what it's about.
Yeah,
I do want to talk about what me and my wife went through during COVID, because it was different. We went on a fitness journey. Like everything in the household became fitness. We bought bikes. We had to search for the bikes because everybody was doing bikes. So selling bikes out. So we went all the way to Kennesaw for bikes. Got the bikes. We rode bikes for about a good month, and that was over with. We got a trainer. We've been working out with the trainer ever since. So that's what we do. We work out. You know, it's all about like, it's crazy because we weren't able to go to church. So it kind of that virtual stuff, we weren't feeling that. Yeah. And you know, God knows us. So I ain't gonna front for the camera. The virtual stuff was not working. It just wasn't working because I needed. Some people may say I can go and watch church service online. I need to be in the space, and I need to be in a space because I need to feel it. Like I can't feel it online. I can't feel like watching the computer or watching it on TV, you know, on a smart TV. Like I need to be in the space. When I go to church, I'm sitting up front. You know, there's no distractions. It's like me up front, ain't too many people in front of me, maybe a few rows, but we're close to the front. So I can be in that space, so I can get there. So there's no distraction. I feel like the farther I sit back, I'm distracted. I ain't connected. I can't even focus. So, but we got closer to God. I think everything grew from there. We didn't have too many arguments. We did a lot of meal prepping. So we grew a little closer. It was a few arguments here and there. We got business and real estate, so I did an SBA as well. But other than that, like we grew closer in our process. So, you know, to each his own. But, you know, to go through what you guys went through, I commend y'all on that.
Yes.
To go through what you guys went through, I commend y'all on that. Because, you know, everybody had to go through whatever they went through. But guess what? We all here right now talking on the Hustle and Grind podcast.
Yep. That's what's up, man.
Mo, you want to talk about anything you went through during COVID?
Oh, COVID was lit for me. I was traveling. No one, nobody on the plane but me. Maybe 3 other people. Atlanta closed down for about a month or 2. And you know, I was outside. You know, real estate was popping. Like
It was.
COVID was, you know, a lot of people went through some stuff, but man, it was lit. That's all I can say.
So Mo had a great time.
I sold a house that, you know,
Oh,
was,
yes.
you know,
Your first
sold
new
for
construction.
my first new construction project. You know, that was a record-setting sale in that neighborhood. And, you know,
During COVID.
it was, well, everybody in real estate, like, COVID was lit.
It was
even
going
though
crazy.
Even though lumber was high and materials were high, like values went up because interest rates were so low because, you know, people were trying to figure out how to stay in business so you could buy houses and get these low interest rates. You know, so people were literally like offering $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over the asking price because it was that competitive, you know? So.
But at first it was like a pause. So everybody, when COVID first happened, like 3 months, it was nothing going on. It was a pause. Everybody was scared, like, all right, what we do? So it was a hold, but like some people just jumped in and just started buying. It just started going crazy. So
I bought a bike. I rode it one time.
you waited in that line here.
I went to, it was, you know, because bikes were very scarce. They were hard to come across.
Yeah.
So went somewhere, they lifted up a dock and it was just like buku bikes. And I got one, it's a kid's bike, but it's big enough for me. But yeah, I went down to the Beltline and rode it one time, and it's been in my shed ever since.
You ain't go to Stone Mountain with us?
Oh, I rode it twice.
Yeah.
We went to Stone Mountain once, and then the Beltline another time. So yeah, I rode my bike twice. I did work out more. I was more consistent with my working out. I was eating right or better.
Yeah, I think COVID like tested everybody's.
Everything.
And I'll be honest, I watched church. So I enjoy watching church online.
It wasn't bad.
And you know, different strokes for different folks. But the bad part about it is I have not stepped into a church here, the church that I attended, since COVID. I watched church online. When I go home to visit, I've gone to church. You know, I go to church, but since here, and that's been my struggle. And I think now trying to balance having all these excuses and kind of not making my physical presence a priority because I feel like, oh, well, you know, I can watch it while I do this, and that, but, you know, the word still resonates with me. So I think it's just kind of one of those things. But I do know that my spirituality needs to get a little bit better.
Teach his own.
We found a new church home.
Y'all did?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Where?
What is it?
Live Atlanta.
Live Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a small church. Yeah, it's in Sandy Springs. Okay. But just to that point, as far as like not being able to physically go in the church, it really is about relationship at the end of the day. And I think that COVID was a great thing for the church because I feel like too many of us were leaning on the church and the pastor to be our Jesus and our God.
Yeah.
And it allowed us an opportunity to truly develop a real relationship in so many ways. So, you know, I know that, you know, it's traditional to walk into the church. But I feel like my spiritual relationship with God is so much stronger. And I just stepped foot in the church on Easter.
Really?
For the first time.
Since
Wow.
COVID,
Yeah.
since before
Yeah,
COVID?
I mean, besides when I go on tour.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, to that point though, COVID shifted. It shifted the word. It shifted the responsibility to where people found God for themselves. So now you can't come with that book. Like you can't come incorrect
Right.
with the word of God because I'm checking you because I already heard it myself. I'm not waiting until Sunday
Right.
to
Oh,
find out what
facts.
the word is.
Absolutely.
I heard it on Monday. I don't have to wait a whole week to confirm it.
Yeah.
So if you come incorrect on Sunday, you getting checked differently. And a lot of, it's been happening, where it's like, so the church has had to refine itself through COVID as well, which is better for us because they have to make sure that they're delivering the word that God wants to be delivered, not the word they want to dispense.
Right.
COVID
You know what
was
I'm
a
saying?
reality check.
It was a reality check for everybody.
And I did
You
it.
know
We
what I'm
did.
saying?
Sprinkled the stuff in the air to make everybody sit down and put some things in the
For real. You can't dispense the word to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to give the word of God or get out the way.
Right.
We did a
Don't dispense it.
We did a lot of giving back too. We went to one of my mentors' church, and he does like a food drive. We went and did that. So we was involved in a lot of different things. So I was just grateful to be a part to help people because there was some people that COVID really took some people
heavy.
out.
I went to
it was
I
tough.
went to Little Caesars and got some hot and ready pizzas one day, and I just literally drove downtown. Like I was rolling down my window, like, "You hungry?" and just handing out boxes of pizza to people, and it's just like one random day. But yeah, man, this COVID was honestly a blessing.
It was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yesterday when we were at the game, we were leaving. I was like, dang, it's no more COVID. Because, everybody was packed like this, like sardines. I was like, dang, everybody breathing over here and stuff.
Yeah, COVID still exists.
Oh, it's still here.
It's just not the same. It's just not the same as what they said last year. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Well, guys, how was this episode?
It's good.
Wonderful.
It was good. Okay.
Yeah.
Deep.
It was deep.
Yeah, we not
real.
cut. Hey, we not cutting nothing either. I want the original.
Well, I'm still not going
So
to bed
he
mad at
says.
nobody, and I'm not going to not talk for 3 days.
So let us
So
know how that goes.
Yeah, right.
You'll
stay
keep us
tuned.
posted.
She said stay tuned.
Well, never mind. Well, guys, I guess this is the end of this episode.
Yep.
Thank y'all for participating again in
Thank
this
y'all.
Couples Edition Part 2. Demita, we miss you.
But
And
she's a grandmother now.
Yeah, she is.
the baby's
She's a
born?
grandmother.
Well, I don't know any
Well, we
minute.
should
I
act
haven't
like
looked
it.
at my phone yet.
You want to act like it for this episode?
For this
Just be
episode?
like, hey, yo, congratulations,
Let's see.
dog.
Let's see.
You're a granddad now.
Cheers.
Let's see.
By
Let's
the time
see.
it release, you will be a granddad.
Yes, I know. Let's
Cheers,
see.
pop, pop.
So
Let's
let's just
see.
do it. Let's just do it. Let's find out if it's true.
Hold on. She's here.
We can
Oh,
fly
a minute ago. Oh.
Really? Hey,
we got a baby.
man.
GP.
Oh, Grandpa.
Oh, wow.
John, that's real?
It's real.
Oh, yeah, I
real?
thought we was doing it for the camera. Hey, this is real.
Oh, I'm a whole grandpa.
Hey.
This is different, y'all.
Congratulations.
Yo, I'm about to
Congratulations.
hey, shout out to the family. Y'all know I love y'all. Day, my wife, Ariana. Yo, I'm on my way to the hospital right now. So,
go.
yeah. All right. See ya.
All right.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Right.